I'm going to try my best not to use a lot of car puns. I said try. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies. Today I'm doing a review of Ford vs. Ferrari, the new film by James Mangold, starring Matt Damon and Christian Bale. And it's based on a true story set in 1966 about the Ford Motor Company's attempt to beat Ferrari, the reigning champion at Le Mans, which is a race in France. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. Like, really enjoyed it. So, let's get to the review. So, as I mentioned before, Ford vs. Ferrari is based on a true story. And obviously, because it's a film, they took certain liberties with the stories. Some of it is fact, some of it is a little bit more fiction. But either way, Ford vs. Ferrari is a lot of fun. This movie is fast-paced, it's heart-pounding, it's funny, it's dramatic, it has a lot of heart. I really enjoyed it. So one thing I will say is I am not a huge car racing fan. I don't watch NASCAR, but that doesn't matter. Because even if you don't know a lot about cars, even if you don't know a lot about racing, even if you're not a big fan of car racing in general, you'll still really enjoy Ford vs. Ferrari, I think. Because at the heart of it, the film is about friendship, and especially between Matt Damon's character, Carroll Shelby, who was an American car designer who also was a car racer, and Christian Bale's character, Ken Miles, who was a British race car driver. And the two of them, first of all, Matt Damon and Christian Bale are so good in this movie. Christian Bale in particular. But they're so good in this movie, and they work so well together. They have such great chemistry. And so you really feel like these two guys were really good friends. And it really comes across on screen when the two of them are sharing the scene together. As I mentioned before, Christian Bale does such a fantastic job. Honestly, this is one of my favorite performances by him in recent years. He brings a lot of heart to the character of Ken, and just his mannerisms and the way he uses his face. There's particular scenes in this movie, the race car scenes, where you get close-ups of Christian Bale's face and the intensity in his eyes as he's like driving really sells this character. I mean, fantastic performance. I was just mesmerized by watching him. Oh my goodness. So the racing sequences are so good in this film. You feel as though you are in the car at times, because not only with the sound, you hear the engine revving, you hear the car take off, but also the way it's edited, everything feels so much faster. So it does these quick cuts from, inside the car to outside the car to the tires going down the track. There's these close, tight shots of the car as it passes by, the sound, the whoosh sound, and everything. It's just so like exhilarating and thrilling. And again, I'm not a huge car racing fan, NASCAR or anything like that. I don't follow any of that. But I was like, my heart was pounding the whole time watching this movie, especially those scenes. I was in it, and I was just like on the edge of my seat, waiting to see what happens, even though you kind of know what happens if you know the true story. But it didn't matter. I was in it, I was watching, and I was just gripped the whole time. I did mention Matt Damon and Christian Bale's performances, but, there are a lot of other good performances in this film with the supporting cast. Tracy plays Henry Ford II, does a really great job with that character, and very funny moment with that character, which was, I think, shown in one of the trailers. So, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you might know what moment I'm talking about. But he does such a great job. And which brings me to humor. There's a lot of humor in this movie, and what I appreciate about this film is that it's able to balance the humor with the drama, because it is a biopic. There are a lot of serious moments in this film and some really, really touching moments in the film. But there are a lot of laughs to be had in this film, and the movie manages to balance the two of them very well. Overall, I really enjoyed Ford versus Ferrari. My one complaint, as nitpicky as it may be, my one complaint is that I feel like the film was a little safe. It does follow the biopic beats to a T. It doesn't deviate from that, you know, so it doesn't push any boundaries. But it's a minor thing, because overall, the film works. The acting is great. The story is great. The dialogue is great. The action is great. The pacing, it moves along really well, which I think works for this film because it's a film about racing. And the film moves along. It doesn't really lag, and I really appreciated that. So it kept my attention. It kept me, you know, engaged. Yeah, so overall, Ford vs. Ferrari is great. It's a fun, thrilling, wild ride. I enjoyed it. I think most people will enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So let me know what you think about Ford vs. Ferrari. Hit the comment section below. Share your thoughts below. Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? What did you think of Matt Damon and Christian Bale's performances? Also, while you're here, please like and share this review, and don't forget to subscribe.